All right, let's have a look at Gamma exercise 2501. We're going to do question 12, A, C, and E, and we're simplifying these ratios. So I'm going to do just A, C, and E, and I'm going to set you loose and leave you to have a shot at B and D and F on your own. But let's have a go at doing these first. Any problems, let me know, and I'm happy to help. So let's do one first. Now, to simplify the ratios, we need to have the same units. Now, it's possible, of course, to actually compare things that are different. Different in character, for example. But if we're going to make a valid comparison, especially with distance, and we can make the units the same, we should. So let's take a look. We've got A, here we go. We've got 1 meter, and we've got 1 centimeter. Well, there's an important ratio here, but it's not obvious because the units are different. All right, so let's either convert centimeters into meters or meters into centimeters. And there's a challenge with converting centimeters to meters. Let's have a look at doing that. In other words, let's keep this one here the same. Let's keep it as 1 meter. So now I'm going to convert centimeters to meters. So this now is valid in that the units are now the same. I've got 1 meter to, I've got a decimal. Don't want a decimal. I got 0.01. We need to make them the same and not decimals. So how am I going to get around that? Nice and straightforward. So instead of converting meters to centimeters, centimeters to meters so that they're both meters, I'm going to convert them both to centimeters. I'm going to choose, in other words, the smallest unit of the two. So the smallest unit is centimeters. Let's convert the bigger one to the smaller units. So how many centimeters are there in a meter? Well, there's 100. So 1 meter is actually rewritten as 100 centimeters. 2, and this, of course, is going to be 1 centimeter. Now, of course, there is a little bit of a problem here, and that is we don't usually have units for ratios. So I would rewrite this as the ratio is 100 to 1. And that is the correct ratio. We would not normally place units in that. So the ratio would be 100 to 1. All right, that was A. Let's have a look at B. B states 40 grams to 1 kilogram. Let's have a look at that. It says 40 grams to 1 kilogram. All right. So I've got 40 grams to 1 kilogram. Well, how many grams are there in a kilogram? Grams is the smallest unit, so I'm going to turn the larger one into smaller one. So 40 grams, that's going to be saying that's 40 grams. But if I turn kilograms into grams, I'm going to get 1,000 of these. So that's 40 to 1,000. Now I can, at this point, I'm going to get rid of the grams. I don't like to have units when I write ratios. So I've got 40 to 1,000. Now I can, of course, divide this out by things. And this is where, if you wanted to use a calculator or something, that would not be a bad idea. And I could say, well, if I divided 40 into 1,000, let's have a look at that. I'll just show you on the calculator. Here we go. Struggling for a calculator. Here we go. So I can take 1,000 and actually divide it by 40. Oops. 1,000. Bad day. 40. Let's have a look. Oh, it goes in perfectly. It's actually 25. So if I was to divide 40 by 40, so I can say 40, I'm going to divide that by 40. There it is. I'm going to take my 1,000 and I'm going to divide it by 40. Well, 40 goes into 40 one time. 40 goes into 1,000 25 times. So the ratio is 1 to 25. So there are my ratios so far. All right, let's have a look at the next one. I've got 0.6 kilometers and 400 meters. There it is, 0.6 kilometers and 400 meters. All right, I've just got room on this page. So what was it? 0.6 first, was it? Yeah. Okay, so I got, this is C. Sorry. Oh, wait, well, that wasn't B. What am I doing? That's A. Sorry. This is A. This is C. And this is not E, it's E. So I got 0.6 kilometers, and I ended up with 400 meters to 400 meters. Well, the fact is, meters are the smallest one. So 0.6 kilometers is actually 600 meters. So I've got 600 meters, here we are, 600 meters to 400 meters. Now, to simplify this, you can actually see it quite simply because we can straight away just cross off all those zeros, not to mention the meters. So really I'm dealing with 6 to 4. Can we simplify 6 to 4? Well, I can divide them both by 2. If I divide the 6 by 2, I get 3. If I divide the 4 by 2, I get 2. So the final ratio is 3 to 2. And that is my answer.